썼는지 안 했는지 모르겠지만 갓세븐이 처음에 이제 나오기 전에 이게 잘 안 될 수도 있겠다라는 이런 불안감들이 다들 있었어요. 그러니까 제가 그런 말을 했었던 것 같아요. 울면서 어떤 일이 생기더라도 난 너네를 버릴 수가 없다.
저희는 막 이제는 솔직히 옛날 가지지도 못한 것들 지금 다 가지게 되고 그러는데 저희는 해줄 수 있는 거 한 가지가 있는 것 같은데 그래도 저희가 해줄 수 있는 잘할 수 있는 만큼 꼭 후회하지 않게.
네, 여러분 잊지 않았죠?
우리와 팬분들은 뭐다?
네, 저희는 언제나 여러분을 위한 앙코를 계속 할 거니까 항상 함께해요, 여러분들.
This story isn't just another K-pop success story. 7 guys who walked into our lives and somehow never left. It's messy, it's beautiful, and it's so much bigger than just the music. That feeling when a song hits you right in the chest, that's been the entire GOT7 experience for millions. A constant emotional gut punch that somehow leaves you wanting more. Their story isn't perfect, and that's exactly why we love them. It's real, it's raw, it's family. This is GOT7. Remember that first time you saw them? 7 awkward boys new to the K-pop industry, but with even more determination, performing on Countdown like their lives depended on it. Because honestly, they did. The industry was already packed with talent, but there was something about these 7 that made you stop scrolling and pay attention. JB with that quiet, intense leadership. Jackson's energy that could power a small city. Mark's gentle presence. Jin Young's old soul wisdom wrapped in that face. Yeongjae's voice that came out of nowhere knocked you sideways. BamBam, redefining confidence as time passes. And Yugyeom, practically a baby, but dancing like he'd made a deal with the devil. It wasn't perfect, but somehow, it pulls all of us in. Their music became our emotional shorthand. Girls, girls, girls feels almost funny to look back on. Those baby-faced boys trying to be swag. But then if you do dropped, and suddenly we weren't just casual listeners anymore. We were invested. Remember driving around with Just Right blasting? Telling yourself it was just a feel-good bop when really it was healing something inside you didn't know was broken? You Are became that song, the one played when nobody else understood what was happening beneath the surface. That's the thing about GOT7's music. It grew as we grew. JB and Yugyeom started producing and you could hear their personal struggles woven between the beats. Jackson's verses became more raw. The playful energy of their early tracks evolved into something deeper. Something that felt like it was written specifically for each of us. Look hit different after a heartbreak. Lullaby became an actual lullaby for some of us on those nights when sleep wouldn't come. It wasn't just music anymore. It was therapy. But here's the part that still hurts to talk about. Behind those perfect formations and synchronized smiles, they were drowning. The grueling schedules, the constant pressure, the criticism that seemed never-ending. Let's be brutally honest, JYP Entertainment didn't always know what to do with them. While other groups got consistent concepts and promotions, GOT7 was often experimenting, reinventing, struggling to find stable ground. Remember those heartbreaking moments when they'd win awards and look almost surprised, like they couldn't believe people actually saw them? Yeongjae struggling with vocal nodules but never missing a note. Mark pushing through his natural shyness to become a pillar of strength. BamBam being so far from home at such a young age. Jackson literally collapsing from exhaustion and still showing up the next day. We saw the toll it took. The weight loss, the exhaustion in their eyes during some V-Lives. The moments when the mask would slip and you'd catch a glimpse of just how hard they were working to stay afloat. But they never let go of each other, not once. The magic of GOT7 was never just about the performances. It was about watching 7 completely different individuals create this unbreakable circle that somehow expanded to include all of us. Jackson and BamBam's chaotic energy transforming even serious interviews into comedy gold. The way JB's stern leader facade would crumble the second Yugyeom started teasing him. Mark quietly taking care of everyone without needing recognition. Jin Young's savage comments that always hid how deeply he cared. Yeongjae's laugh that could light up a whole arena. They weren't playing the part of a family, they actually became one, and that authenticity leaked through every crack in the idol facade. The inside jokes we all somehow became part of. The way they'd break character and just be themselves. I got 7 in my heart, I got 7 in your heart wasn't just a lyric, it was a promise they kept, even when the industry tried to break them apart. Now, Ahgases weren't just passive fans collecting photo cards and streaming songs. We became this unstoppable force, this green tsunami that moved mountains. Remember those fan projects that left the members speechless? The charity work done in their name, the trending parties that would break Twitter, the endless translations, the guide videos, the support systems we built for each other. We didn't just support a K-pop group, we were building a GOT7 communities, finding pieces of ourselves in each other, creating safe spaces where loving something undoubtedly wasn't something to be embarrassed about. In January 2021, the news we'd been dreading but somehow expecting, GOT7 was leaving JYP. Remember that panic? That free fall feeling? But then something unprecedented happened. They didn't disband. They didn't disappear. Instead, they pulled off the impossible. They kept their name, their identity, something almost unheard of in K-pop. They scattered to different companies, but remained one unit. They promised they weren't done, and unlike so many promises in this industry, they kept it. JB became JB and started exploring the R&B he'd always loved. Jackson built an empire with Team Wang. Jin Young balanced acting with music. Mark returned to America but stayed connected. BamBam blossomed with his own unique style. Yeongjae found his voice in more ways than one. Yugyeom stepped out of the maknae's shadow and showed us his true artistic vision, all on their own terms, making the music they'd always wanted to make. That comeback single, Encore, said it all. This isn't the end, and we believed them because they'd never given us a reason not to. When GOT7 left JYP in early 2021, many wondered if their promise to stay together was just another bittersweet K-pop farewell. Instead, they delivered Encore, not just as a song, but as a statement. The music video showed them in casual clothes, laughing together in a simple setting, genuine smiles replacing choreographed expressions. This wasn't a high-budget production, but something more valuable. Proof of their emotional bond. The lyrics weren't subtle. They were speaking directly to us, confirming what we'd hoped. This was just another chapter beginning. The visual simplicity of the MV, just 7 friends enjoying each other's company, was more powerful than any elaborate concept. When Nanana dropped in 2022, we witnessed their evolution in real time. The vibrant, summery atmosphere of the video showcased a newfound lightness. Their short disbandment was the result of fitting a specific mold. Instead, we saw 7 artists who had found their individual voices, but still created perfect harmony together. The playful scenes of them running through colorful hallways and dancing with relaxed expressions revealed a group that was enjoying music making again. Their self-titled album GOT7 represented a declaration of identity. Now free from external pressures, the album showcased a perfect blend of their signature sound and fresh musical directions. The title track, Nanana, balanced their playful energy with sophisticated production, while B-sides like Drive Me to the Moon and 2 revealed their growth as composers and lyricists. This collection of songs demonstrated how their time apart had enhanced their ability to create cohesive music together, each member contributing their unique strengths while maintaining the unmistakable GOT7 synergy. Each comeback after leaving JYP has been a triumph over an industry system that rarely allows for this kind of artistic freedom and longevity. The visuals don't just show 7 performers, they reveal 7 brothers, still writing their story together on their own terms. Let's talk about NESTFEST for a second. Not just as another festival, but as this surreal, full-circle moment that hit different. When GOT7 took that stage, something electric happened. 7 guys who'd been pulled in 7 different directions somehow snapped back together like they'd never been apart. The ease of it knocked the wind out of us. The way they moved around each other, that lived-in chemistry you can't fake, the inside jokes nobody else gets. the synchronized breathing that happens when people have shared the same air for years. The setlist felt like flipping through our collective scrapbook. Early hits had us screaming lyrics we'd forgotten we still knew by heart. When Encore hit, the festival grounds became this bizarre time machine. Thousands of us remembering exactly why we never gave up on them. Some stories wrap up neatly with a clear ending. This isn't one of those stories. GOT7's legacy isn't finished. It's evolving in real time, chapter by chapter, comeback by comeback. Their impact runs deeper than charts and numbers. They showed an entire industry that artists could take control of their own narrative. That authenticity trumps perfection. That 7 people from different countries, with different dreams and different personalities, could create something so unified it changed lives. For many, GOT7 was the first group that felt real. Not manufactured, not distant, but right there. Laughing, struggling, growing, healing. They gave permission to be imperfect, to make mistakes, to change direction, to reinvent. The lights never really dim on a story like GOT7's. Even in their solo endeavors, even in the spaces between comebacks, the connection remains. The green still shines. From those nervous boys on a stage to industry veterans who rewrote the rules. Their journey reminds us that the most beautiful stories aren't about perfection. They're about persistence. About finding your people and holding on tight. About creating your own definition of success. GOT7 dared to be bold. Will you?